Success is often seen as a destination, a place that people strive to reach. But the truth is, success isn't a place you arrive at. It's a journey that requires ongoing action, commitment, and effort. Many people wait for the right time to begin their journey towards success, thinking that one day things will magically align and all the conditions will be perfect. But here's the hard truth. There is no such thing as the perfect time. If you wait for the stars to align or for circumstances to be flawless, you'll be waiting forever. The only right time to start is now. Action is the key that unlocks the door to success. You can have all the dreams, ideas, and plans in the world, but without taking action, those dreams will remain nothing more than fantasies. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new ideas, feeling motivated for a brief period, but true success comes from the actions you take on a consistent basis. This is where most people fall short. They start off strong, full of enthusiasm, but when the challenges arrive, and they always do, they slow down or stop altogether. They become discouraged, believing that success is not meant for them or that the timing isn't right. But this is exactly when you need to push harder. The key to success is not in waiting for conditions to be ideal. It's in moving forward despite the obstacles. You will never have a perfect situation, a perfect environment, or the perfect timing. What you do have is the ability to choose to act. Success is about creating the opportunities, not waiting for them to show up at your doorstep. When you take consistent action, you build momentum. Even if the steps you're taking aren't perfect, they are steps toward progress. And progress, no matter how small, will eventually lead to success. The most successful people in the world didn't get where they are by waiting for the perfect moment. They got there by taking one step after another, even when they didn't know exactly what the next step would bring. They took action when they were uncertain, when they were afraid, and when they were tired. They understood that every action, even the smallest one, was moving them closer to their goals. The perfect time never comes. What matters is that you act now. Many people get caught up in planning and making sure every detail is just right before they begin. Planning is important, but over-planning can be paralyzing. Perfectionism often leads to procrastination, where you spend so much time trying to figure out every detail that you never take the first step. If you're waiting for the perfect plan to come together, you might be waiting forever. You need to take action before everything is perfect, because as you take those steps, you'll learn and adapt. The most successful people are not those who have everything figured out from the start. They are the ones who are willing to take imperfect action and adjust as they go. Action also brings clarity. Many people hold off on starting something because they don't have all the answers or aren't sure of the outcome. But the truth is, you'll never know everything in advance. You can plan as much as you want, but it's only through taking action that you gain real insights and experience. Action leads to learning, and learning leads to improvement. By stepping into the unknown and taking that first action, you start to uncover the lessons and knowledge you need to keep going. You might make mistakes along the way, but those mistakes are part of the process. They are opportunities to grow and refine your approach. Without action, you will remain stagnant, unable to move forward or learn. The fear of failure often holds people back from taking action. They fear that their efforts won't lead to success, or that they will make mistakes. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. Failure provides valuable lessons that help you avoid repeating the same mistakes. Every failure teaches you something new, and with each lesson, you are better equipped to take the next step. Successful people understand that failure is not the end, it's simply feedback. They embrace failure as a necessary part of the journey, knowing that each misstep brings them closer to their goal. Waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions is an excuse to avoid taking action. If you want success, you have to take charge and act, regardless of the circumstances. The most successful people in the world did not wait for the right moment. They created it by stepping forward and making things happen. Every small action you take today brings you one step closer to your success. You may not know how things will unfold, but by taking that first step, you're putting yourself in motion, and that motion will eventually lead you to where you want to be. Desire alone is not enough to bring success into your life. You can have all the dreams, aspirations, and intentions in the world, but without action, those dreams remain empty. Desire is the fuel, but action is the engine that drives you toward your destination. Too many people believe that just having a burning desire is enough, but desire without action is like a car with no fuel. It looks good, but it doesn't go anywhere. We've all heard people say, I want to be successful, or I want to lose weight, or I want to be rich. These are all desires, but simply wishing for these things isn't enough. If desire were all it took, everyone would already have what they want. Desire is only the first step. The real work begins when you take action to fulfill that desire. It's not about what you want, but about what you're willing to do to get it. Consider this. A person who wants to become an athlete may have the strongest desire to run a marathon, but if they never train, they will never make it across the finish line. Desire is a powerful motivator, but without the daily grind, the small steps, and the consistent effort, that desire will remain unfulfilled. Success requires effort, and effort is made through action. You must be willing to put in the work day after day, even when the excitement fades, even when it gets tough, and even when the results are not immediately apparent. Having a desire to succeed is important, but without action, that desire becomes a mere wish. When you are not taking action, you are simply wishing for success instead of working for it. Desire fuels the dream, but action builds the reality. The journey from wanting something to having it is not a straight path, and it's not an easy one. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and challenges, but it's also filled with opportunities, growth, and learning, all of which can only be realized by taking action. When you take action, you are telling the world, and more importantly yourself, that you are committed to your goal. You are not waiting for things to magically change or for the right circumstances to come into place. You are actively working to make your desires a reality. The more you act, the more you learn, the more experience you gain, and the closer you get to achieving your goal. Action helps you move from the theoretical to the practical. It turns your dream into a plan, and your plan into a reality. One of the greatest barriers people face is the fear of failure. They are so afraid that their efforts won't lead to success that they don't take any action at all. But here's the truth. If you never act, you will never fail, but you will also never succeed. Failure is a natural part of the process. It's not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It's a sign that you are pushing yourself, learning and growing. Failure is simply feedback. It tells you what doesn't work, so you can adjust your approach and keep moving forward. Success, on the other hand, is a result of continuous action, where you keep moving despite the failures, adapting along the way. It's important to remember that success isn't about having the perfect plan or being the smartest person in the room. Success is about being consistent, taking action even when things are difficult, and learning from your mistakes. Those who achieve great things don't wait for the perfect conditions to act. They act in the face of uncertainty, armed only with their desire and their willingness to take that first step. Take, for example, an entrepreneur who wants to start a business. Their desire may be to create something that changes the world, but if they never take the step to research, build a business plan, and start offering their product or service, that dream will never materialize. It's the action they take, even if small at first, that sets the wheels of progress in motion. The same goes for anyone who has a big goal. You can want to be fit, wealthy, or successful, but if you don't take deliberate steps toward those goals, they will remain out of reach. Desire is the spark, but action is the flame that keeps the fire burning. Without action, the fire of desire will quickly fade. It's the actions you take every day, no matter how small, that keep the momentum going. The more you act, the more momentum you build, and the closer you get to seeing the results of your efforts. Action, then, is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, no matter how strong your desire is, you will never get closer to your goals. Success doesn't come to those who simply wish for it. It comes to those who act on their desires, who are willing to put in the effort day after day, and who understand that achieving their dreams requires more than just desire. It requires persistent, consistent action. Persistence is the bedrock of success. It is not enough to take one step toward your goals and then expect everything to fall into place. Success is built through consistent effort, through showing up day after day, regardless of the challenges that come your way. In the journey to success, there will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments when you feel like giving up. But those who succeed are the ones who continue to move forward even when it seems like progress is slow or when the road ahead seems unclear. Persistence is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's easy to start a project, easy to feel motivated at the beginning, but when the initial excitement fades and the inevitable struggles arrive, that's when the difference between success and failure becomes clear. Those who quit at the first sign of difficulty will never know what they could have achieved if they had kept going. The successful people, on the other hand, understand that the road to success is rarely a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and bumps along the way, and the ability to persist is what helps them navigate these challenges. When you face a setback or experience failure, it's easy to feel like the dream is out of reach. It's easy to think, I've tried and it didn't work. Maybe I should just give up. But the truth is that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Failure teaches you lessons that success cannot. It shows you where things went wrong, what you need to improve, and what strategies you need to change. It's through these lessons that you grow, and persistence is what allows you to apply those lessons, adjust, and keep moving forward. There's a common myth that successful people never fail, that they always know exactly what they're doing. But the reality is that everyone who has ever achieved great things has encountered failures along the way. They failed in their first attempts, stumbled in their efforts, and faced rejection. But they didn't let that stop them. Instead of quitting, they learned from their mistakes, adapted their approach, and kept going. Each failure was a stepping stone to their success. Persistence in the face of failure is what keeps you on the path toward your goals. It's also important to understand that persistence doesn't mean blindly pushing forward without adjusting your approach. Persistence means continuing to take action, but it also means being flexible enough to change your tactics when needed. Sometimes you might be putting in all the effort, but you're not seeing the results because your strategy isn't working. Persistence is about recognizing when a change is necessary, adjusting your method, and staying committed to the goal. It's the balance between pushing forward and being open to new ways of achieving success. People often quit when they don't see immediate results, but success rarely happens overnight. It's the result of countless small steps taken over time, each one building on the last. If you give up too soon, you'll never reach the tipping point where things start to come together. Think of a plant growing. At first you don't see much progress, but over time with consistent care and attention, the plant begins to grow, develop, and eventually bloom. Success works the same way. The results don't always show up immediately, but that doesn't mean your efforts are in vain. Every step you take, even the ones that don't seem to yield immediate results, is moving you closer to your goal. One of the biggest challenges people face in their pursuit of success is the fear of failure. This fear can paralyze you and prevent you from taking action, let alone continuing when things get tough. But here's the thing, you are not failing when you face setbacks or obstacles, you are learning. The successful people are not the ones who never experience failure. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and keep going despite it. Persistence is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and continuing to move forward in the face of it. Persistence also requires patience. It's easy to want instant results, but the most meaningful successes take time. Whether you're building a business, learning a new skill, or working toward a personal goal, you will face moments when it feels like nothing is happening. But during these moments, persistence is what keeps you going. It's the belief that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if you can't see the results yet. Success is not a quick fix. It's a process that requires ongoing commitment and effort. Patience, combined with persistence, allows you to stay the course even when the results are not immediately visible. Persistence is a mindset. It's the decision to not give up, no matter what obstacles come your way. It's about staying focused on the end goal, trusting the process, and knowing that the journey, with all its ups and downs, is worth it. When you persist, you show yourself that you are committed to achieving what you set out to do. And that commitment is what eventually leads to success. No matter how many times you fail, no matter how many obstacles you encounter, persistence will keep you moving forward. And in the end, it will be the reason why you succeed. Success is not a result of simply wishing for things to happen or waiting for the perfect circumstances to arrive. It is the product of consistent, deliberate action and the ability to maintain momentum over time. Many people have great ideas and lofty goals, but their success is often hindered because they do not take the necessary steps to turn those ideas into reality. It's not about how many dreams you have or how much you hope for success. It's about what you are willing to do to make those dreams come true. Without consistent action, even the greatest ideas remain just that, ideas. When you take action, you create momentum. Momentum is the force that propels you forward, even when things get difficult or the path ahead is unclear. When you take action, even small steps, you're creating a ripple effect that moves you closer to your goal. Each step builds on the last, and over time, those steps will compound to bring you closer to the success you seek. Momentum, once established, makes it easier to keep moving, even when challenges arise. But to create that momentum, you need to start acting today, even if you don't have everything figured out. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that they need everything to be perfect before they take action. They wait until the circumstances are just right, the plan is flawless, and everything is aligned. But this mindset leads to inaction because the perfect time never comes. There will always be something that isn't ideal, something that makes you hesitant. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about creating those conditions through action. The more you do, the more you learn, and the clearer the path becomes. Taking action is the only way to start seeing results. Without action, nothing happens. Dreams stay in your head, goals stay on paper, and nothing changes. You can plan and strategize all you want, but without taking real steps to execute your plan, your efforts will remain theoretical. Action is the key that unlocks the door to success. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of planning, researching, and strategizing, but these things are only effective when they lead to action. The more you act, the more clarity you will gain, and the more confident you'll feel in the direction you're heading. It's important to remember that success isn't an overnight achievement. It's a process that unfolds over time through consistent action. Many people expect instant results, but the truth is, the most significant achievements are built over the long haul. You might not see immediate rewards for your efforts, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Success takes time, and the work you do today is laying the foundation for the future. Every small action, every bit of effort is a step closer to your end goal. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not about making one big push and hoping for the best. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and being persistent. Success is the result of small, consistent actions compounded over time. It's easy to get distracted, to lose focus, or to become disheartened when things aren't going well. But those who succeed are the ones who keep going, even when they don't see immediate results. They understand that success is the result of steady, focused effort, and they remain committed no matter how long it takes. The people who achieve great success don't stop at the first hurdle. They don't let a little failure or setback derail them. Instead, they use those challenges as stepping stones, learning from their mistakes and adjusting their approach. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about embracing it as part of the journey. The most successful people in the world have failed many times, but they didn't give up. They used their failures as opportunities to grow, to refine their approach, and to move forward. They know that the key to success is not to avoid challenges, but to persist despite them. Your success is directly related to the actions you take. If you're not actively working toward your goal, you're not making progress. It's that simple. Success doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you took the initiative to make it happen. Every action you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. When you commit to taking action and follow through on that commitment, you create a snowball effect of progress. The more you do, the more you see results, and the more motivated you become. There's a common misconception that success is about working harder, not smarter. But the truth is, success is about working consistently and effectively. You don't need to work yourself into the ground. You need to be consistent with your efforts, focus on the right tasks, and prioritize the actions that will move you forward. You don't have to have everything figured out in advance. You just need to start taking action, and along the way you will learn, adapt, and improve your strategy. The key to success is simple: take action. Every single step you take is a step closer to your goal. Whether it's a small task or a significant challenge, action is what propels you forward. Success is not a result of waiting or hoping. It's the result of taking continuous, deliberate action. So get started now. The sooner you act, the sooner you'll see progress, and the closer you'll get to the success you desire. In conclusion, success is not a matter of waiting for the perfect time, but of taking consistent action regardless of the challenges that arise. Desire alone is not enough to achieve your goals. It must be backed by persistent effort and a commitment to keep moving forward even in the face of failure. The path to success is not linear, but with each step, each failure, and each lesson learned, you get closer to your destination. By embracing action, building momentum, and staying persistent, you can turn your dreams into reality. Remember, success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act. So take that first step today and keep moving forward until you reach the success you've been working for.